Holy shit.
What an insane amount of time that was.
Oi.
Boy.
Ay caramba, what in the world?
I just like pulling that motherfucking gun.
He fucking cocked that thing
He cocked
instant.
that motherfucking thing. He's done.
He's
I'm
had
done with you
enough.
bitches. Tired of it.
For real snap.
Fuck off. Unbelievable episode. Not even like a good one.
Kind of wasn't.
A lot
Just
of
a lot
things, a lot
happened.
of irons in the fire on that one.
Oi.
Oh boy. I don't even have anything to say.
No, that was just kind of.
Both of these week's episodes are just sort of like a one-parter, like a one or two-parter kind of thing.
Yeah, it's all set up, which is fine.
I don't really know reasonably how they're going to resolve this.
I think, yeah.
I still think Daiji, like, I still feel like it's not likely that Daiji will be killed. Like,
It'd be
because
awesome if he was.
I want it to happen, but I don't think, like, it just seems
They-
like everybody's right. It does seem to go against the themes of family if they just straight murk him. They bring Kagero back. Maybe that is it. Maybe that's it. But I feel like if Kagero was gonna come back, there would be, I don't know, even just a little foreshadowing for that. You know, if Kagero was coming back, there would be something like, I don't know. Maybe next episode he does fuck up with Vale. The mirror scene. I mean, I feel like that scene was the exact opposite of foreshadowing Kagero coming back. I feel like that scene was like bringing home that there's only Daiji in there. Like that he looked. I mean, maybe you're right. I feel like it could go either way though, because like in prior episodes, Daiji would look at a mirror and he would see Kagero, but he looked at that mirror and he only saw himself. I feel like that was supposed to clue you in that like there's nothing else in there but Daiji. Yeah, he's looking. I don't know. Maybe I feel like that's got to be the only way that this could happen.
Without just killing him, because he's fucked at this point.
Yeah, the only other thing would be like they just beat his ass until he calms down. But that which would be
Strap
like
him down.
which would be like not good, like not good writing.
No.
He's too far gone for just beat his ass so he'll calm down and listen.
Yeah, we just beat his ass and he pulled a gun on him.
Hi Galaxy, what's going pretty alright, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going good.
Being safe for the post-in, I don't know. I do feel like Kagero will come back, and I do feel like Rob is right that there's so much going on in this show they don't even have time to foreshadow it properly. To telegraph
There is
it
a
properly.
hell of a lot happening.
I mean, maybe they're not trying to because they're trying to like it's trying to be like a twist. This show does utilize a lot of twists more so than like most other shows do. And like you know, just like surprise things that keep happening. I don't know. I feel like that has to be like the more I think about it, the more I'm like that's the only logical. Shut up, Rob. What do I think they're saving for post-series stuff? I don't know. It's impossible to know because this show goes so fast yet so slow.
I mean, I know there's another guy who's going to be in the presumably post-series stuff.
That's not true.
It's not true. They made that up.
I mean, the post-series will probably be the same kind of crap that it was in like Build, where like we saved the world and everything, and there's no more demons, and we did it all. Except Gif had a secret brother, or like you know the same kind of like trashy, predictable,
just like,
dumb shit. You know,
I don't think the post-series will be anything particularly special because it never is.
Can't particularly remember the last time that I thought a post-series movie was like a worthwhile addition to canon.
Yeah,
I can't really think of any at all, to be honest. Like, I'm thinking
Well, Decades movie.
that doesn't count. That's not post canon. That's just canon.
That's just canon. That's not. It's post series because they canceled it.
Doubles. Axel V Sin was kind of bad. Let's see. O's. Okay, you know what? Mega Max was a pretty like good like last chapter for O's.
That's true.
Forze didn't really have anything of note in the postseason. Wizard. I don't.
Wizard had those 2 episodes.
That doesn't count. That's. Wizard had
post canon.
Yeah, it is post canon. The Guy movie where they brought back what's her name?
Yeah.
As Wise Man.
Yeah. Boujin Guy fucking.
I feel like part of that was probably a good send off to Wizard. Gaim, I don't care.
Knuckle Gaiden.
Oh, Knuckle Gaiden was pretty good. Wasn't even about any of the main characters though.
Zack,
my fucking friend.
My absolute guy.
Drive post content was nothing. I mean, I guess it is if you like Drive. Rob's about to tell me, now. Rob's about to tell me that the mock movie was good.
Ghost? What did Ghost have?
Spectre Rebirth.
Probably not that then. Well, X-Aid didn't end. It just kept going.
X-Aid fucked itself 4 times with the postseason.
The game is forever.
True End, and then the trilogy.
Fuck me. They were so funny for that.
What happened after X-Aid Build? Build's
Yeah,
post content was not good.
Pretty poor.
That might be in a minority opinion, but Grease, I thought it was unnecessary and damaging to the Grease. What was that movie actually called?
Perfect Triumph?
That was the name of the
Perfect Kingdom?
Perfect Triumph?
No, Perfect Triumph was the song. Grease, I don't even fuck.
Who gives a shit?
New
World. Wasn't it just called New World
Grease?
New World Grease and especially New World Cross. All they did, New World Grease was good, in theory,
but Perfect Kingdom. No, whatever.
New World Grease was good in theory, but I still begrudge it for the same reason that I begrudge New World Cross, in that it just kept the narrative going when it just needed to stop.
Yeah, Build ended very, very well and didn't need anything else at all.
It's the same. Yeah. Hey, Harv. New World Cross fucking reviving Evolt and letting him live.
It's so
atrocious.
Pieces for that
was so atrocious. And then New World Grease giving everybody their memories back. Not as atrocious, but it totally defeats the purpose of the ending of the show.
Yeah,
New World Grease literally retroactively makes the emotionally bittersweet ending of Build pointless. Because they all get their memories back and they all find each other again, and it's all okay and happy forever. No need to be sad, kids. It's all okay forever. And Grease is still a pervert.
Yep.
Oh, Cross did that? Well, still, Grease picked up on it. Grease picked up on it first. Or afterwards. And also Evolt is eating planets again now.
Yeah, so the whole thing was in fact...
The whole show was in fact pointless. The whole show was in fact pointless.
That's awesome movies.
Awesome movies. But I get why people like Grease, because it did have those last bits of emotional moments, Yeah. Everybody got to transform in one more time and everything. It's it's fine. The ending of Build was so perfect, and the movies categorically just erase everything that made the ending of Build special. Now it's just whatever, Now it's just any other show, except it's not, because I don't acknowledge those movies.
Yeah.
Gates Majesty was a thing that happened.
Yeah, it's
Who cares about Geo?
who ca- yeah.
Geo
Well,
erased,
Geo wasn't.
erased itself
Yeah,
from
Geo wasn't
existence.
in Gates Majesty, so it's fine.
Yes, he was.
Except for when he was, but
He
was
was.
barely in it.
He got his stuff back.
He did. Fuck that. That was stupid. As well.
Because like before he like in the middle of the movie he just got his stuff back and went fucking grand. Like Grand Geo was in that movie.
It was. I know.
Despite it being a movie about the Gates version of that.
Yeah, fuck him.
And they weren't even on. They didn't even have the decency to have them on screen together.
No.
I'm saying decency like in question marks because I'm not sure if it would have been decent or not to do that.
No, but it would have made sense.
It's the same like indecency that is kept still to this day Decayed Complete and DN Complete from ever being on screen together. Not that I need that. It just is saying that it never happened.
It would just make so much sense to do, and we just never have.
We're never gonna acknowledge DN Complete again because it's so like esoterically irrelevant because DN Complete is based on movie writers.
They were fucking funny for that. There was no reason for it to be
because it was a movie.
Doofy ass. Could have been anything.
Because Episode Yellow was the best movie ever made.
It actually, truly, we need to watch that on stream at some point.
Episode Yellow was the best Decayed movie.
Yeah, for real it was. And Deno was there.
And also Deno was there.
No, it's never showed up again.
DN Complete has never shown up again.
They threw that shit in the fire the minute they were done
threw that shit in the garbage.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Like,
yeah,
there's zero chance.
The O's chapter of Megamax was really quite good. I still haven't seen 10 Years After. I still haven't seen O's 10. There's no particular reason why I haven't. I just haven't.
I haven't heard anything that made me particularly want to.
Yeah, I never. Maybe it's just because I haven't heard anything like you need to watch this now.
Yeah, I've heard mostly mixed things.
I've heard mixed reviews.
Mixed leaning negative.
Yeah, it feels like it wasn't particularly what anybody wanted, which is unfortunate. It's a tricky topic. Like I've heard a lot of argument. I haven't heard any specific details, but I've heard a lot of people like sort of half-heartedly defend it for not being what people wanted. But if it's not what you want, it's not what you want. You know, if it's a celebration of like, I mean, no matter what, if it's the 10-year anniversary project of something that was, as to a lot of people, not particularly me, as monumentally like emotionally important to you as O's, and it's just mid, it's like, okay, this was pointless. Like, why did you make this? It's like the same way I felt about Go Onger 10 Years After, where it was just like not great to me. It was actually Go Onger 10 Years After was frankly fucking kind of boring. It wasn't very good, unfortunately. Gokai 10 Years After was good, thank God.
That was fucking awesome.
Fucking, I don't know what I would have done if that shit was bad. I would have killed myself. Like,
yeah.
I remember being really, 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 really afraid of Gokaiger 10 being like edgy or something.
Yeah,
because when they showed those first promos of like the new character outfits and Marv with the eye patch and everything, I was like, oh god, is this gonna be like an edgy V-Sin? No, it was fine.
Yeah.
It held the spirit of Gokaiger perfectly. It even brought that kid back.
Which is so fucking
Which was
funny that
fucking
they did that.
crazy that they did that.
I remember when we were watching that the whole time, we were like, it's not that fucking kid, is it? There's no
fucking way it's that kid. And it was.
Absolutely would not ever, and it was. Awesome movie.
O's 10 was cheap. That's unfortunate. Why does Toei fucking hate O's so much?
Toei's fucked. They do weird shit. They're doing another O's additional movie as well, aren't they? After
Yeah,
The
whatever.
Birth
That
X thing. Who
dumbass
gives
bullshit.
a
Who gives a
fucking
shit?
shit? Who possibly cares?
Um.
Lol.
Yeah, I heard that too. That the greed only actually show up for like 10 seconds.
Awesome.
It's like great. Thank
Toei
you.
has all the money in the world and they hate spending it.
I don't know. Is O's not as big of a deal as we make it out to be?
I think it maybe. Well, I got it 10 years after, which not everything does. So
I feel like it only got that because the people who actually made the show were really passionate about it. Not Kobayashi though. She doesn't give a shit. Apparently. Maybe that's why. Like, maybe because O's is so big, they're like, we don't have to put effort into this.
yeah, that's the thing. There is definitely a sweet spot where it's like popular, but not so popular that you just can do whatever the fuck and people will go for it.
They're like,
And then
yeah,
point
if we
past that, they're like, whatever.
we
don't need to spend money
we
on
bring
this.
back Ankh and we shit out a movie, and people will line up to fucking suck our dicks, regardless of the quality of the movie.
Yeah, and by the time they realize they don't like it,
They already
sucks
have
for
their
you guys.
tickets. They'll buy the CSM stuff. I mean, that's really what it was. It's just a commercial
Yeah,
for
it
the
was just
CSM stuff.
a vehicle for that. And they've now had to make another one because Birth X did fuck all in that movie.
Awesome.
Gotta sell that thing separately.
This is not convincing me to want to watch this movie.
No.
No, gotta tell you. Gotta say. Oh, somebody asked if we were gonna watch the Gokai Tsukai thing. Probably next week.
Yeah.
I heard that it's not good.
That's like the only thing that you said that you saw some of it and it's a lot, and the only thing I've heard after that is people saying it's not very good, so I don't know, but
Well, the premise
remains to be seen.
The premise
yeah,
is probably bad.
I have a vague impression of what the premise is, and I'm not sure I care for it. But whatever.
Whatever. The people want to see it.
It ain't about that. Yeah.
It doesn't matter because who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's more Zenkai than Gokai. I didn't expect it to be Gokaiger flavored because Kimura going back to Zyuoji. Okay, now I'm not watching it. Never mind.
Oh, fuck that.
Whatever. You know what? Maybe I'll just watch it on my own time.
Yeah. If it's like Zyuoji to you, then that's probably not worth us watching because I don't think you'd enjoy it.
Oh yeah. For everybody who wasn't here earlier, I have the ponytail out. I just got this today. If it's like literally like the biggest turnoff you could possibly do for me is like, oh, it's like Zyuoji. Bye.
That's it.
I'm asleep. I'm asleep in another room. Like
I sleep.
I left a room and fell asleep. I sleep. What?
So I just looked in the server and
Oh,
there's
what are
no
you fucking douchebags talking about here?
there's zero chance, but I am seeing allegations that P Bandai is doing a CSM Titan sword.
Yeah, complete selection gigantic or whatever.
Yeah.
I heard about that. Yeah, they're starting to do
fucked.
one-to-one weapons, complete style gigantic.
Well, I guess people do always say they want that.
I mean, the Satan Saber from Tamashi Labs sold really well.
Yeah, I guess that was probably the proof of concept. Go for the one that's most likely to sell of anything ever, because we do love the Satan Saber.
I saw a box copy of the Satan Saber at the con I went to last month or earlier this month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like around the same price actually.
Oh yeah, the prices were quite good though.
Kamen Rider O's 10 years after is the last Jedi of Kamen Rider. That means
a lot of different things to different
nothing
people.
to me, unfortunately. I mean,
Yeah.
I get what you're trying to say, but there's so many things that means to so many different people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did do the Yusoken in the.
Oh,
Rekka
that's
as well.
right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't just the Rekka; it was all of them.
I
It
mean,
was also Nagare and Ikazuchi.
they're the same.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the.
No, fuck those. Fuck you. By
Fuck
the way.
you! You get one, even though it's just an emblem switch. You get just this.
It doesn't detach. Fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's it. Buy the same thing 3 times.
Oh, you know they also didn't they also do the 1-to-1 Blade Rouser recently?
Fuck me, they did. Yeah.
So I
CSM
guess
Blade we're just doing this now. Huh?
yeah,
This
we're
is
just
just a
doing this
thing we
now, huh?
Titan Sword's a funny one because that doesn't do fucking anything.
It doesn't do shit. It's just a big ol' hunk of plastic.
Oh,
I
it
mean,
just
it'll probably
extends,
play. It'll
doesn't it?
probably
It
play
goes
voice
chunk.
lines and music and stuff. You
My
know,
jaw just hit the floor thinking about it playing the sound effects of when Godai absolutely fucking murked the
that's
porcupine Granky.
exactly what I'm thinking of.
Sounds of him getting slit up the middle.
Hold up, stop. Are you being dead ass with me? AG's in the movie for like 10 minutes. Are you being straight with me? Like,
You're sick. What do you
what's
mean?
the rest of the movie about? What is the
Fucking-
movie about?
Is that?
Are you
Do
lying?
you mean like? Do you mean the character or the actor? Because that's a different question.
How is that a
for
different
movie.
question?
Don't worry about it.
All right,
It's a lot.
just technicality.
Is okay. Because I know that what's his face. I actually don't know his actor's name. The character. Okay, yeah. No, I knew that. He's
Okay,
not.
I don't know
No,
about all
he's not
that.
in it much. But
How
what's
is
his
that's
face?
the main
actor
character?
is. Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm not watching this fucking movie.
No, it's.
I don't even
it's,
like Oz enough to justify this.
Goda. That's his name, right?
Godai?
No, the other thing.
Yeah,
it's. It's Goda. Stupid movie. I think the moment's passed on O's 10th as well.
yeah. I don't care. I don't care about spoilers. I don't care. Like, I don't even like Oz that much. Like, I mean, I don't dislike Oz. That's great. That's great, I guess.
No, it's not the. That's something else. There's the original king is there also, but
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't like Oz that much enough to like want to like have to dissect what's going on in this movie. Yeah, no, that's fine. Have a good day. Feel free to head out if you don't want spoilers.
yeah.
Like, Oz is not... I mean, Oz is good. Oz is fine, right? It has a lot of themes and things in it and stuff. It doesn't, like, it doesn't, for whatever reason... Maybe just because I feel like it's... People overhype it too much a little bit. It isn't, like... It doesn't emotionally... It doesn't make me emotional, you know? The same way that, like, Build or, like, Huga does. I don't really feel it for Oz. Everyone's about to unsubscribe and like leave. It doesn't, like, out of all the Kobayashi shows that I've watched, other than Amazon's, which elicits nothing from me at all.
Yeah, same actually.
I think that maybe the emotional resonance with Oz is the lowest compared to like Shinkenger, Tokyuger, Ryuki. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna lose subscriber for this.
Gordon.
I don't know if it's Gordon. It's not like it's not for me. Like, I liked it. I watched it. I had a good time with it. But it's like, just it doesn't do it for me, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, next week we'll be playing the Oz game.
Yeah.
And the Double game, which is another show I don't especially... I mean, I don't know. I like Double. I had fun with Double. To be a victim of its own popularity. I think that's definitely a part of it. I feel like a lot of people overhype Oz a lot.
Oz does get kind of slonked stupid, huh?
Like, I was like the best Kamen Rider show ever, the gay show, the gay babies that will make you cry. It's like, I mean, AG and Ankh have a great, you know, like arc together, but it's not like. It doesn't make me feel like gay rights are happening on my screen. And it's certainly in a lot of other ways, Oz like is very middling in terms of like auxiliary characters, pacing, storytelling, character writing, women. Man. Kobayashi's not a great writer about women.
Funny enough.
Funny enough, I feel like no one's talked about O's in years. I hear about it a lot. I mean, not currently, but there was like.
It was definitely a window where it was like.
Cena was live blogging it last year. A lot of people were talking about it then.
Cena's all over O's.
Cena loves those.
Like Weevils.
Weevils. Yeah, it's fantastic show up to that, like, yeah, like Monster Movie 30 episodes. It could have been tighter paced. Like it's fine. Like it's not a big deal. Hina is O's now. That's
that for
nothing.
The Birth X thing. Also, that's an old. Isn't the fuck? I'm not talking about these stupid movies anymore. Than nothing.
Isn't the point of O's that only Asia can be O's? Because he like the O's belt. It like corrupts people with desire or something, right? There was, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore, but like there was a reason why Eiji is the only person who uses that belt because of his perceived lack of any strong desire.
Guys who want fuck all.
Yeah.
You mentioned double, by the way, and I
would never do that.
It could never happen. I would just like to go on record in the move that will lose me subscriber that I can never watch double. Because this is the least feminist thing I'm ever going to say on stream, but I fucking hate Akiko so much.
Killed this bitch.
I cannot watch a scene that she is in.
Killed this bitch. I like
ruinous.
Her. I like
she's.
Her.
I'm sure she's probably fine. I don't know what it is. It's not like a rational thing. I don't have like an objection to her writing. It's just when she's there, I'm like, get the fuck away.
Akiko Akiko is actually pretty. A controversial character, I think.
Is she?
Look at chat.
I didn't know this.
Look at chat.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing. You're right. I'm seeing some.
I didn't mind her, but I watched Double very early. Rob was saying, like a lot of people watch O's really early on, and then in comparison, O's feels really basic to like more complex, better written shows.
Yeah,
you know?
I think part of it, and this is entirely a me problem, but like in the first episodes, because I think I've started just about everything at some point or another.
Start Forza.
I don't think I actually did start Forza. I think I didn't do that. Oops. Like I was watching that and I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. You know, we're doing like the noir detective thing.
No.
I get to the point. But then Akiko shows me like, by the way, you guys are a bunch of fucking clowns.
So you got fucking duped. You thought Double wasn't a comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I know Shotaro was a fucking idiot.
No, you know, like a lot of people had that issue with Double where they thought it was going to be more than it was in terms of like those themes.
Yeah, and mostly I was quite happy with the notion of like watching Shotaro be a bungling guy trying to act like a cool detective, but what I don't need is a character there hitting him over the head with a shoe while he's already doing that. Because it's like, yeah, the joke is he sucks at this. I know. You don't have to.
Never gets old.
You don't have to go in on the man like that.
You know what's the worst thing that you could say is that if you wanted a season of Kamen Rider that sort of embraces the detective element more than Double did, you know what you could watch?
I'm actually very curious. What could you watch?
You know what you could watch? That's right. Kamen Rider Drive. For like the first 25 episodes.
Oh, that's
it's true
funny.
Though.
True.
The first third of Drive was like genuinely pretty well paced, like detective stuff.
I didn't even necessarily want it to be a detective thing. I find Akiko so intrusive to the vibe. It's all gut based. There's no
thought.
Actual invasive species.
Invasive thought.
Remove her at once. It's entirely irrational. I have no reason to dislike her. It's on site with me and her.
Yeah. That's fine. Everybody has their female character in Rider that is like objectively annoying that they don't like.
Yeah, I think she's the only one I've had that response to.
A lot of people.
But then again, there are a bunch of shows I haven't.
I've heard more than one person say that they couldn't stand May and Saber.
Yeah, I can see that actually. I think I might have had.
Rob's also about to get mad about that.
Yep, definitely. I'm trying to remember the bits of Saber I watched, and I don't think I had it in the same way, but there was definitely an element of like, you need to stop talking. You need to be quiet.
I thought she was fine.
She was fine.
I thought that
it wasn't
even if I didn't like
sometimes.
May, I thought that was the least of the show's issues.
Yeah, exactly.
But I definitely heard multiple people say, like, I can't watch Saber because I fucking hate May so much.
Yeah, I never had that with her. She was fine.
Screaming and shitting. I don't know, I haven't watched...
We're fucking attacking.
I haven't watched Double in years, and it's possible that I wouldn't be able to objectively, like... Hey, thanks for coming, Agumon. Like, I wouldn't be able to objectively determine if I think Akiko is annoying because I have... like, a bit of nostalgia for that show.
Yeah.
Like, every female character in Rider has
their
who
haters.
just can't stand them. You know, Poppy.
I was
for me.
Poppy.
I couldn't stand her. And
there is objective reasoning for that one though. She is awful.
She is awful.
As a case of writing, she is just terrible, Poppy. Which is very unfortunate.
Her acting wasn't great either. No offense to the actress, but she wasn't.
But...
I mean, I would like to see anybody try to pull off a character that was that annoying and like not annoy me, but she wasn't doing it. No. They were giving her nothing to work with, and just that high-pitched line that she always talked in. It was pretty terrible. Everybody has everybody has characters that they just just simply cannot stand, no matter what. Even like if you know objectively, it's not that bad. Like
exactly. I'm trying to picture being someone who hates Natsumi, and I just can't imagine.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, surely there must be somebody who thinks Natsumi's annoying.
There must be, but I can't imagine, like...
I think if you hate Natsumi, you are actually a misogynist.
I think you have to be. I don't think there's any other possible way you could dislike her. She's like a sister to me.
I forgot you were a Decade character. You're like a sister to me. I'm so sorry. I swear I've heard people react negatively to the female characters in Forze, which is very absurd to me. But... I guess. I think, like, there's...
You're gonna have to help me out here. Which one's Akari?
Akari's from Ghost.
Ghost, there you go.
Akari was the best. Akari was maybe my favorite female. That's another one. Lead.
Okay, yeah. Now I just didn't know her name, but yeah, I can't imagine people feeling like that about her either. There's some I can see it for, but that's probably the ones I like the least.
I've definitely heard people badmouth Forze. I don't get anybody who badmouths Forze in general. It's just improbable to me that you could be negative about Forze. It's just like I'm not saying it's the perfect show or whatever, but it's like you're just being hateful about something that is not that deep.
You're simply being a little hater.
You're simply being a bitch. You simply are being a bitch. I don't know what to tell you. You rarely see it, but you do occasionally come across somebody who's just like really, really like hateful towards Forze, and it's like, what?
Unthinkable.
Are you just like gassing yourself up over this?
Where is this coming from?
Yeah, like chillax.
Yeah, you gotta relax. This is a show about positivity and good times.
This is the show they put on. This is the show they put on to try to ease the existential crisis children we're having after the worst natural disaster in like recent Japanese history. It's like, what's your fucking problem?
What is your fucking problem? It's like that's fucked up that there are people who really hate Wallace and Gromit. That's literally
not real.
Unimaginable.
We made that up.
There's someone.
We made that up.
Not this time.
We made that guy up. It's the same thing. It's the same way I feel about people not liking Gokaiger, but I do actually think Gokaiger is the perfect show, so they are just wrong.
Yeah, that's just objectively
You're just wrong.
Incorrect.
It always ranks low on rider polls in Japan. I have a feeling that like Forza ranks low on rider polls in Japan because the people who are like contributing to those polls are all adults who
I was gonna
weren't
say,
who weren't the children who were watching Forza
yeah.
at
When was
that time.
Forza? Like
2011,
10 years ago? So yeah,
11 years
11
ago.
years ago. Okay. Yeah, give it like another 5 years, and those polls will look very
Maybe,
different.
yeah,
Probably
hopefully.
it'll at least be a lot further up. It won't. It probably won't top out, but like it'll be up there. Mind you, the the Japanese fan base, or at least the people who get polled, are absolutely out of their
Inexplicable.
fucking minds. I can't
Inexplicable.
imagine it where those opinions come
I
from.
still have a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that um, Fies is like universally beloved, and
That is
and
insanity to
we
me.
celebrate fucking Kaiser Day.
Literally just unthinkable.
I don't understand the Japanese taste. It boggles my mind
For
that
real.
that there could really be that much of a cultural difference in taste like that, but it's
Yeah.
undeniably true.
Yeah, I mean, objectively I know that's the case, but every time I see Fies at like number one, it's like, what? How?
Like,
I
what?
like Fies. Even I watched it, I enjoyed it. I think fondly of
didn't.
it, as long as I don't think too hard about it.
That you're lying.
Uh,
You're gaslighting yourself.
I am gaslighting myself. It was a show I watched.
It was
Fies
a show.
is good, except that it isn't.
Fies is good except for all 50 episodes of the show.
And everything additional to it.
But
Actually, that's not true. All the
Kamen Rider
supplemental
Yanga
content
was
is
pretty
better.
good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Paradise Lost is the only movie.
Paradise Lost
literally
is
ever,
actually good.
which is insane. I don't know how they did. That was just like,
It's because Kaiser wasn't in it.
it's true, and he died again.
And he
Awesome
died.
movie.
And it was
It's
sad.
great that Kaiser's died almost in everything he's been
He's
in.
died in essentially every appearance up until... He's died in every appearance he ever made except for Geo.
Up to Geo, he always died.
Revice
which
the Mystery is vital to Vice canon.
It's true. That is essential.
And yeah,
I love that the story of Fies will never end. So long as one actor picks up the phone, there'll be more.
and that one actor is Kaido every time.
It's always gonna be
just,
Kaido.
It's just about him trying
He's
to
like
just
moved
live his
into
goddamn
Toei now.
life.
This shit keeps happening.
And this shit keeps happening to him. Like, he's literally like there are no other... You know, that... I think we talked about it then, but Revice the Mystery did seem to imply there are no other Orphanochs left except him.
He was the one
He's
guy.
the only living Orphanoch. Ever.
This is-
like, every other Orphanoch died except him.
You're gonna tell me to shut the fuck up for this, but you know, in Kamen Rider the First,
Nope, I don't, because I didn't watch that
no,
movie.
no, okay, the whole deal with Hongo and that is like all of the Shocker cyborgs need to come back to Shocker base every now and again and get like fresh blood transfusions because the
Okay.
cyborg stuff doesn't take right.
Okay.
So that's like kind of the ticking clock of him going rogue. It's like he'll die. We don't even have to worry. Like
Lol.
his blood will fucking corrode and he'll die, and then he just doesn't. And like, well, what the fuck is this? Why hasn't he died? And it's like, maybe this is so fucked up, but what if he's actually the only guy that the cyborg surgery has ever actually taken with? And they're like, well,
Fuck.
and that's Kaido. He's the only successful Orphanoch evolution ever. Everyone else just
Yeah.
burned out and died.
No, Kaido wasn't a Drive movie. He was in Yongo. That was a Drive movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Rob, what do you mean? There's no difference in quality between the first and the next. They are
equally
exactly
bad.
the same for different reasons, but they are exactly the same in terms of quality. Except actually V3 is fucking awesome in the next, so maybe
it is better.
he's not, but there's the first scene is him decanting wine and being weird about it, which is so annoying, but
That's
the
just what he was. That's just what he was.
I'm not
like.
gaslighting myself into thinking I like the next. That's not happening. I watched those movies and fucking hated
There are
both of
no
them.
other Orphanochs left, and also Orphanochs stopped being... Like, Evolution just gave up on that, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, it was a very small number of deaths that made them, right?
I mean, how many Orphanochs were in that show?
Not a lot, right?
At least 50 or so.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I mean, the Lucky Clover pulled a lot of weight for
They
several
were
episodes.
they were suggesting that Orphanox were well. I guess they were just wrong about that. The suggestion in Vice was that Orphanox was the next evolutionary step of humanity.
Yeah, but then it turned out
Except
that
they
actually it just kills you.
except that they all were just ticking time bombs.
The goat guy being like, yeah, the human body was not made to undergo such rapid evolution, so in fact you just die quite
So
soon thereafter.
I guess naturally occurring Orphanox were stupid rare. Yeah, that's true. There was only like
Yeah,
I think almost the entire main cast, well, except for the humans, obviously, were naturally forming Orphanox.
yeah.
Takumi and Yuka both died natural deaths and became
Kiba
Orphanox.
did as well.
Kiba did.
I think
Yeah, he did.
hit by a car or something. Yeah. Kaido didn't. An
Kaido
Orphanaut
was
killed him.
turned by the Snart Brain president.
Yeah.
Before
Or he was just some guy. He was training Kiba and Yuka to be Snart Brain operatives, and
Yeah,
then,
and then
he went and got killed by Fies before he finished.
Yep.
So they just fucked off.
Yep. Fucking
Fies is
hilarious.
such a good show.
And
Awesome.
then like I don't think they ever really went into detail about Lucky Clover.
No, they were just there. Mr. J.
Mr. G. And then
They were so normal.
they were so funny for that.
No,
Shut
the fuck up. Shut up.
Shut up.
I had to think about that episode the other day because some fucking maniac animated it, and it's. I don't need to think about it twice in 1 week. That's too often.
Big naturals.
Funniest fucking episode.
They were all big naturals.
All big naturals, that's right. The Lobster Orphanoid was.
That's right. What a stupid show.
What a stupid show.
What a pointless
Incredible show.
narrative.
Absolutely nothing happened. The King Orphanoid.
Wait.
Oi, oi.
Hey, Queen. What's up? Thank you so much for the raid. Hey, Nova, can you do that shout out for me? Hi, everybody. Hi, Raiders. My name is V. We're kind of wrapping up. Sonic the Hedgehog? Which one? That's like 4 games called Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know what I was saying. Welcome to the stream. My name is V. We just wrapped up some watch-alongs today, and we're just chatting. Sonic 06, let's go!
Let's go!
Yeah, I was hoping you would say that. Why the fuck are you playing Sonic 06?
Best. I had to hold my tongue the whole time you were talking because if I had opened it, I would have told Rob to shut the fuck up for mentioning Tuvix. It was the only thing I could say.
That's the best episode of that show. That sub goal? Fuck yeah.
Oh.
Nice. I hope you had fun.
I was wondering if that was a naturally occurring Sonic 06 or if there had been outside influences.
It's just, you know how it is.
You go in on 06.
You go in on 06 on the Xbox 360, which I think is the most stable version of Sonic 06.
Very relative, I'm sure.
Yeah, was that game just come out on 360 and PS3? There was no PC release for that shit, right?
Imagine what that would be like.
Oh, I almost wish, because people would make it playable.
It's true. That would actually have community patches and stuff and be like a real game that works.
They, using an emulator? Oh, yeah, nice. Playing it the way it was released. Yeah, baby.
Let's go. That's the way to do it.
Do you know that Sonic Generations is like a huge modding scene, apparently?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, huge,
believe
maybe
that.
overselling it, but there's at least there was last time I checked, a pretty active modding community for Sonic Generations on PC.
Huh.
I don't
Oh
really
yeah,
know
the
much
old early
about
3D Sonic camera angles problem.
it's not early.
It's okay. The bad 3D Sonic then, before they worked out how to do it.
And when in your mind,
For a minute.
when in your
Okay.
mind did they figure out how to make camera angles in Sonic? Because I'll remind you that Sonic 06 came out in the year 2006,
Mm-hmm.
and 3D Sonic games had been out since the late 90s.
That's true.
like all the 3D Sonic games that predate Sonic 06, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, not to mention
Heroes.
the director's cut and Battle and Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog. So, like, when in your mind do you think they figured out how to make the camera good?
Okay, did I say good? Was that the word I used?
I don't know what you said.
Okay, if I didn't say good, that's good because I didn't mean good. Unleashed was the perfect game. That's
a fucking opinion that you have there.
The thing is, I'm speaking from a place of almost complete ignorance because I've hardly played any Sonic at all in my life. Certainly not 3D. I don't think I've ever. I've finished Forces, but otherwise
Why?
I've played. We had it.
Did you get it for free?
No,
That's why I have it. And I didn't finish it because I got bored.
I can see that. I think because it's the only 3D Sonic game I played for any particular length of time, and also large sections of it are in 2D.
You should just play Generations.
I just played Generations.
Generations is like the same.
About Sonic.
Generations is the same gameplay style as Forces, but it's a good game instead of Sonic Forces.
Kind of not.
Sonic
Forces has Joker's drip from
essentially
Persona in it.
Yes, it does. That was only a pre-order bonus, though. You can't get that now.
Definitely didn't pre-order it.
I never played Unleashed. I remember the critical drumming that Unleashed got it at launch.
Oh yeah,
but I know that there's a lot of people who will put their fucking lives on the line to defend that game as being actually good. Which range from both parts of the game were good. The Werehog stuff was good. You guys are just haters. And people who will only defend the daytime sections as being really good Sonic levels, which I tend to agree with based on what I've played from it. Was like 1 or 2 levels. The segments of the same levels that I played in Generations, and word of mouth for people who I don't think are stupid. The only good Sonic game was Shadow the Hedgehog. There. Fuck yourself.
There.
I said it.
I've played a lot of 2D Sonic.
Play Mania.
I had it on the Megaforce.
Mega Drive?
No. Mega Drive, thank you.
The
Megaforce collection.
That's right. Oh, I thought you were going to say the Mega... Like you actually had a Mega Drive.
No, it was an Xbox collection of a bunch of Mega Drive games.
Do you know what a Mega Drive is? Do you know what the Sega Mega Drive is?
Sega Genesis.
That's correct.
Yeah, I know.
But only not where you're from.
No.
Why did they do that? I don't remember.
PAL release? Fuck knows.
Fucking
PAL
release.
No idea.
Everybody in the PAL region should kill themselves, by the way.
By the way. Now.
The Sega 32X.
I played a shitload of Altered Beast on that collection, though.
Jesus.
That game fucking rips.
The European PAL version of the Mega Drive. You know that the Sega Mega Drive was also like the best-selling console in Brazil for like 20 years?
Let's go.
Before the Zeebo.
The Zeebo, yes. I was just watching the fucking
the Stop Skeletons
from Fighting video about the Zeebo.
I watched that like last week.
Yeah, Nova, thank you for knowing exactly. That's the most important part because it's the best one.
Black Knight got dropped so hard they canceled the Sonic spinoff. Yeah, that was a rough one for people who like that game, I guess.
Oh, I forgot about Black Knight.
They should make another Advance. They should put another Sonic Advance game on the Game Boy Advance. Sonic has had the roughest time. I honestly feel like of any you could point to any bullshit tiny franchise or whatever.
Of the big names.
Everybody knows who Sonic is. Sonic is a household name. It is one of the most iconic video game brands of all time. It is the mascot character for one of the biggest Japanese game development studios that have ever existed. Sonic has had the roughest fucking existence of any major game franchise ever.
It's like it's kind of anomalous even.
It's a not. I can't think of anything else that has had such a tumultuous history with its fan base.
They
I was talking about this on.
beat that
I was talking
fucking
about this on
silly.
Twitter, but like people are fighting about Sonic Frontiers right now. I don't know much about the actual game because I don't care very quite much
Mm.
about Sonic, to be honest with you. But like people are like you'll see brain dead takes, like people just making takes whatever that are like just make a good Sonic game or like whatever. Like what does a good Sonic game look like to you? Because I can ask each single person in this chat. I don't even know how many people are in chat right now. I can
Mm.
ask each and every one of you, and every single wow, that's a lot of people. Every person in this chat would give me a different answer of what they think a good Sonic game is like. Some
Yeah.
people like adventure, some people like heroes, some people like forces or whatever. Some people only like the 2D games. Some people grew up with the 3D games, which is also a problem. Like there's such a
Mm.
generational gap between like younger audience members, like younger fans who have only grown up with the 3D games, and
Yeah.
older like Genesis fans who grew up with the original Sonic the Hedgehog, like Sonic, Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles, Sega, Sonic CD, fucking
Oh,
Sonic
Sonic CD.
Racing.
Jesus.
Oh, that's a good game.
Oh yes.
Sonic Racing was great, actually. Really hard for me when I was a kid. Um, like
Oh,
right,
I just had a fucking insane memory unlock that I can't possibly begin to get into all of here, but I'm gonna need to do some digging after this because I was like, "What's cool Sonic to me?" And I just remembered some old YouTube shit that
YouTube.
YouTube. Fuck, I
At
hate
least,
that bit because I actually do say it like
what are you gonna tell me?
that.
What Sonic fucking flash animation you remember from YouTube?
It was, oh my god, it was so much. It was using the sprites. It
Oh,
used the real sprites. That's the thing that made me think Metal Sonic was the coolest. Is
he is cool.
he is cool. The second Metal Sonic where he's like long and purple,
Par,
long of limb,
why he?
and
Do
why he purple.
you
It was like
ever? No, go ahead. Oh fuck!
Sentai. That was definitely it. That was 100% it. Oh my god.
Fucking
I
Super
never
Mario
would have got
Brothers
that in a
Z.
million years. Fuck off. That's absolutely it.
Do you guys
Fuck, I'm gonna
remember?
have to look at that.
Do you guys remember the super? Do you guys remember this Metal Sonic cameo in Sonic Adventure when he was just like in like the jungle zone when he's just like sitting in a tube? That was fucked. Anyway, like what was I gonna say? Sonic. What constitutes a good Sonic game means so many different things to so many different people, and Sonic fans, and not even Sonic fans, people who aren't Sonic fans, the fucking press are so hard fucking wired to give Sonic games an instant hard time that
Yeah,
like
for real.
people are like, why is people like Sega has been doing a pretty bad job at showing off like in a convincing style what the new Sonic Frontiers game is even supposed to be. Like there was that gameplay that they did that was like really boring and like it wasn't like edited down, and there was a lot of like the player like missing attacks, and like it was boring, it was bad gameplay, right?
Yeah.
And but it's like uh, it gives the impression that Sega isn't confident and hasn't been confident in Sonic for a long time.
Yeah.
Because how the fuck could they possibly be? Because no matter what Sega does with Sonic, that like literally no matter what, anything they do is always going to be met with criticism, skepticism, and just outright hatred from fans, from non-fans, from the fucking media. Even when Sonic games get praised, like Mania, it comes off the back of thank God Mania exists because Forces is bad. Like,
Yeah, it's
you
always
can't praise
backhanded
Sonic without
compliments.
backhanding it in the same sentence. From IGN, GameSpot, and the other media outlets. It's impossible
Yeah.
to backhand. It's impossible not to backhand Sonic. Fucking IGN still brings up Sonic 06 in their coverage of Forces. I saw them do it today when in a coverage article for Force or for Frontiers. Did I say Forces? Whatever. In a coverage article for Frontiers, they brought up the fucking the infamous kiss scene from 06.
Oh my
It's like
Lord.
it's been fucking it's been over a decade. Let it
Been
go.
like 15 years.
It's been over 15 years. Let it fucking go.
Let it go. Give them a fucking rest.
Give them
please.
a fucking break. So like Sega has no. I don't know how Team Sonic could possibly have any pride in their work or any faith that people will like what they do. All they have is a mandate from Sega that says you better fucking make a game that people like this goddamn time. And you've got the Sega fucking president, you've got the CEO of Sega saying in official press statements that their goal for this Sega Sonic game is to make a game that reviews well. That's literally what they said. Like that's a literal quote from the CEO of Sega that's like, this time we're trying to make a game that reviews well. Like which is literally just saying we're trying to make a game that you won't hate. It's sad. It sucks.
That really is not good.
The general emotion is that Team Sonic should only ever make 2D Sonic or Liquidate, but that's also depressing because like it isn't. It's not realistic and it's not what they want to do. Like I don't know how anybody on Team Sonic could still have any desire to do their job. I don't know.
It's amazing they keep clocking in.
Seriously, like, I mean, but the thing is, like, I mean, Sonic's not on top of the world, but it's not doing poorly for itself. A lot of adult fans hate it, but I think kids love it.
Yeah, I mean,
the cartoon was wildly successful.
All the coverage around Sonic seems to not even really take into consideration the notion that it is in fact a series of children's games. Because it gets talked about in a very strange way for what it actually is. Because the most vocal shit that ever comes out around it is the adults who will never be happy.
No, nobody will ever be happy with the Sonic game. The Sonic movie will come out. Oh yeah, the movies are all... Okay, I think a lot of adults like the movies too, to be fair, but the movies are selling gangbusters. You know, like Sonic's not particularly in a bad place.
No,
it's people make. I mean, it's not in the best place ever. It's in a place that's not the best, but it's not dire. Like adult fans will make you believe that Sonic is like dead. That Sonic is dying. Sonic is past or whatever. It's like
but
with the actual target audience, they're doing fine. You know,
doing fine. Also, people have been talking the same way about Sonic uninterrupted for at least like the last 6 fucking years.
Since the late 90s.
Fucking always.
I mean,
people have been saying this.
Even before Sonic 06 became the laughingstock of the entire world, you know, people have never given up any opportunity to shit talk the adventure games and their bad control schemes. Because you know, and it's the fact of the matter is that and this is something that Sega probably like regrets, but they did put themselves shoulder to shoulder with fucking Mario in the 90s.
Yeah, that was I bet they regret that.
And unfortunately for them, like as much as I get tired of, as much as I'm sure everybody gets tired of hearing people say it, Sonic did have a really rough transition to the 3D period. But a lot of people did. Nobody talks about how Castlevania had a bad 3D transition.
Yeah, no one remembers.
Castlevania doesn't exist anymore. That's a bad example. But like,
that's
true. A lot of other franchises also had really bad transitionary periods to the 3D era.
Yeah, like the N64 era was fucked for like everyone. All of those were messed up.
Mario came out on top, you know, because they just did, you know. Bubsy.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. You know.
Oh, by the way, Galaxy, I was going to say, it does seem like the one unequivocal dub that Sonic is lined up to take is in the movies over Mario.
That is true.
It is absolutely lining up to knock that fucking title right out of the park because everything about the Mario movie makes it sound like it is going to be one of the worst things
Unfortunately,
anyone has ever seen, which does suck. I'm not happy to see Mario fail, but I am happy to see Sonic succeed over Mario because God
unfortunately,
knows he needs it.
that movie is going to make more money.
It is.
It is going to make more money than Sonic. I do promise you that it will make more money. The critical
Yeah,
reception betwixt like actual Mario fans will not be great,
yeah.
but it will make more money because it's a DreamWorks Nintendo project. It's just gonna make more money. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like
However,
if that
history
movie
will
is
show.
if that movie is a financial failure, I will come and scream and cry on stream.
I so want it. I so want it.
But
I mean, this test
unfortunately,
audiences fucking hated it though, right?
was that ever really confirmed?
I don't know if that.
I feel like I looked into that and I couldn't really find any actual details on the facts of the matter, but I don't remember.
I can very much believe that being the case, though. I mean, have we heard anything about it beyond the casting?
No,
Still?
not officially. It got a delay, I think, or it either got a delay or it got an actual release date. But there's been no trailers. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It is the Despicable Me studio, not DreamWorks. My fault. My fault.
Huh.
Nintendo scrubbed it from the web. That's correct. And I mean, I was there when it hit, and it's true that Nintendo did scrub those rumors from the web, but that doesn't always necessarily mean. I know that a lot of people like to point out when a company exercises their DMCA rights, and I'm using rights in quotes here. When a company exercises their DMCA rights, a lot of people automatically take that to assume it must be true. Like, it must be true. If Nintendo takes down a rumor, that rumor has to be true. But that's not necessarily always the case, because in this particular instance, say that it's not true, that rumor is still obscenely damaging to the brand.
Yeah,
the idea put forth that the Mario movie was universally hated by test audiences damages the brand of the movie, regardless of whether or not it's true. Nintendo has a vested interest in making sure those rumors die, and the only way they know how, which is to issue takedowns.
Yeah,
regardless
Nintendo do love to do that.
Regardless of the truth of the matter, it is relevant to the company's interests to protect their IP from damaging coverage, regardless of the quality of the truth of the matter. So I have a feeling that those rumors might have just been. I don't know, the timing and the timing and the fact that it was universally hated. It all just feels really convenient to me, you know. It just so happens that there's a. First of all, I don't even think the movie's done yet. I don't even think the movie's done yet. Like, if it just so had like everybody was really mad about the movie, and then like what, a week later, it just so happens to come out that a leaked script or a leaked plot details and the fact that everybody hated it and that the leaked plot details were all really bad and stupid just so happened to line up during the peak of the frenzy about the movie. It's really convenient to me, you know.
Yeah, I don't remember timing, so I'll have to take your word.
It was when the movie was still like being talked about, or like right when it was sort of like falling off the public radar. It feels very engineered and convenient to me, to be honest. But that's literally just my take on it. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a bunch of Pokemon stuff leaked. Pokemon always leaks, though. I feel like Nintendo doesn't even care.
It's not like it's their flagship annual franchise or anything.
It's not. They will never be Detective Pikachu. Hey, do you guys remember when like fucking 3 years ago when they announced Detective Pikachu would be ported to the Switch? Does anybody remember that?
Oh my god,
that actually happened.
Pikachu was even a game.
That actually happened. It was a 3DS game. Huh. And no, it wasn't a port. I think they announced a Nintendo Switch sequel.
Fucked up.
It was during that like game. It was before Sword and Shield came out. hell, I think it might have been before
Yeah.
or shortly after Sword and Shield were even announced. There was a Pokemon press conference, and it wasn't like a Nintendo Direct with like a snappy for audiences press conference. It was like a boring ass press conference with like a Japanese businessman on a podium with a slideshow. And at that press conference is when they revealed Pokemon Home, Pokemon Sleep, and a Pokemon and a Detective Pikachu sequel for the Nintendo Switch. And two of those three projects have never been mentioned again.
What the fuck is
Pokemon Home.
Pokemon Sleep?
I'm not really quite sure. To be honest,
What does that mean?
it was an app. It was a phone app, I think. I think it was like a sleep app, like sleep app, like one of those kind of things. But Pokemon Sleep and Detective Pikachu 2 have never, to my knowledge, been acknowledged again by Nintendo. Oh, Sleep Tracker. It was Sleep Tracker, yeah.
That's funny.
Pokemon Home did come out to basically zero fanfare and sort of grumblings of that we had to pay for it now.
Yeah, I half remember that. Jesus, it's amazing the things you forget when no one talks about them.
But Pokemon Sleep, which was never really particularly made transient what the fuck it was supposed to be, never materialized. And Detective Pikachu 2, which literally wasn't even a logo, it was sort of just plain text that was like, we're developing a sequel for Detective Pikachu on the Nintendo Switch. And that was never mentioned again. People got mad at home because it would essentially trap your Pokemon so they could get into the new game. Oh yeah, right. It basically banked. See, I don't ever use Pokemon Bank or Pokemon Home or any of that stuff because I barely even play Pokemon to begin with.
I was gonna say, I'm suddenly realizing as we're talking about this that I have like very little knowledge about what goes on in Pokemon, and I was like, why is that? It's because I never played it.
It's because Pokemon is a toxic cesspit of a hatred.
It really is. It's one of the worst things you can look into.
That's what you want to talk about something that's had a tumultuous history. It's Pokemon. Me, yeah. I don't think Pokemon has had as tumultuous of a history as Sonic in terms of length, but in the last 5 or 6 years, it's been the Pokemon fandom has tried its very hardest to keep up with the level of toxicity in the Sonic fandom in the shortest amount of time possible.
They're fucking sprinting to catch up in that second place.
I think I feel like Pokemon fans are a lot more hateful than Sonic fans at this point.
Sonic fans are kind of resigned to it. There's a certain weary groove Sonic fans are in, but Pokemon fans are just fucking demented.
Yeah.
Not you.
No,
Voss doesn't like me saying that.
Well, it's true. It's true about Voss.
For different reasons. It is a fucking war zone.
I don't play ROM hacks, to be honest. I don't play Pokemon. I never even finished Arceus, which is probably the last Pokemon game I'll ever buy. Sword and Shield's like the only traditional Pokemon game I've ever played, and it sucked. Actually, I never finished it either. I got to the end of the gym stuff and got to the legendary and got my shit handed to me and was like, okay, I'm probably done. I'm fine. I didn't lose a single fight up to that point this whole game, so I don't want to go grind. Fuck that. I did play Mystery Dungeon Blue. Taking a week off social media to avoid Pokemon drama. Woo! Sega actually gets affected by Sonic hate. That's more or less true. Pokemon fans are mad because Nintendo and Game Freak don't care. I mean, I don't think Game Freak doesn't care. I think Game Freak has their hands tied as it is. I mean, I think Game Freak is how many Pokemon games within a 14-month period, 3 Pokemon games are coming out. Yeah, it's fucked. In case you guys forgot, Scarlet and whatever the fuck is coming out this fucking year. Even though Pokemon Legend Arceus launched this fucking year. Like, did it not? I think it did. I'm fairly sure. Somewhere in there, there's still a card game, allegedly. January 28, 2022. Okay, fuck me. So literally start of the year. Pokemon Legends released in January, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are releasing in November. That's a shorter turnaround time than Call of Duty.
That is seriously fucked.
It's insane. And like Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which I know before anyone says anything, were not actually made by Game Freak, right? But those came out in November of last year, which is so that's a 2 month gap between Brilliant Diamond and Legends. That's fucked.
New Snap wasn't that long before that either, was it?
I don't know. So that
that was mid last year.
November 19th, 2021, Brilliant Diamond came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
November 18th of this year, Scarlet and Violet come out, which means that in 12 months, 3 Pokemon games are coming out.
That's seriously, that's so fucked. Absolutely beefed. There's no need for it. The world doesn't need that much Pokemon. No one needs that much of anything.
New Snap came out in April of 2021, so Jesus, you're right.
Yeah, so 2 in a year. Again.
It's 2 a year, every year now.
That's so fucked up. Why?
Yeah, and also the Explorers remake is somewhere on there too, and the MOBA.
Fuck me silly.
But again, it's so much. It's too much.
It's way too much.
It's too much for any reasonable consumer to be able to consume all these products, and it's eating into its own sales like a fucking Ouroboros.
I was gonna say, like, you can't be releasing that much shit in an annual period because people only got so much care and money for the one brand. There's a lot of shit coming out in a year. A lot of money has to be spent in other places.
The Diamond and Pearl remakes coming out 2 months before a new Pokemon game. Like, I mean, I know. No, I'm not gonna say it again. I mean, I know reasonably, like a working adult can spend $120 between 2 months or whatever, right?
Yeah, you can do it, but like.
But it's like a working adult probably can't beat Diamond and Pearl before the new game comes out.
Yeah, you only got so much fucking time.
It took me a good, I don't know, month or so of playing, like, basically at all my free time after work to beat Sword and Shield. And that game's kind of short and doesn't have a lot of content in it.
Yeah.
Like the point, it's just like, it's just too much. And Legends Arceus and the new gen are both being developed by Game Freak, which means that they had 2 games in the pipe at the same fucking time. And I know, and I'm not trying to make the argument that Game Freak is a poor disgruntled, poor disenfranchised indie studio like people like to pretend that they are, but like, it's just not good. It's not good for creativity or workflow to have.
Like, the people working there have got to be just absolutely fucking pulverized by that kind of
People complain about why Sword and Shield was so bad, why the writing was so bad, why there were so many Pokemon cut. Because they didn't have time. Because Nintendo is fucking mandating obscene deadlines. But, I mean, that game came out in what, 2018?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, considering how long it takes to make these games, I mean, they're not literally shitting them out year to year. Like, they're not shitting out the new Pokemon game in 6 months. Which means that basically as soon as before production was wrapped on Sword and Shield, they already had to divert staff to start prototyping Legends Arceus. Not to mention the post-game content that Sword and Shield got, plus starting pre-production on the new gen.
Oy.
There is no downtime. I mean, I know that game studios don't have downtime, but like, because
not
that's
even
how people get fired.
Lightened. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
there's no point where it eases up. It's just
there's no point where they're just working on a single project. They've always got at least 2 projects in the hit. So it's like, why are there so many cuts? Why are the graphics so bad? Why is this? Why is that? Why are the games bad now? Well, because, you know, back in the day that you remember Pokemon being good, they only had to just make the one game at a time. You know, they made Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And then after they were done making that, they made what was the super version of that called? I don't know. Did they have a super version of that? They made Ruby
know.
and Sapphire, and they made Emerald, and then they moved on to the next project. And they were given long-term dev cycles to make a bunch of new Pokemon, a bunch of new areas, this and that, blah 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 blah.
Development on those was probably a lot simpler.
Platinum, thank you. I was gonna say Platinum, but I thought that was wrong. But now
Like, because they were 2D games.
Yeah, also because they were sprite-based games,
So they had longer to do easier stuff. Relatively speaking, but 3D modeling and animation is fucking hard, and there's a lot more Pokemon now
people
than there were.
People were bitching about Sword and Shield reusing animations and models from Sun and Moon and from Let's Go. It's like, why?
What the fuck else were they going to do?
First of all,
they made them already.
First of all, even in a vacuum, it's ridiculous to expect them to recreate every single asset every single time. I know that people were saying that, like, I get that the crux of that argument was that they weren't remaking the assets in HD.
Yeah.
Because they were on an HD console and not a non-HD handheld console.
Yeah, going from a handheld to a home console that you can play on fucking enormous TVs.
Right, but
upscaling in that
what
way.
The fuck?
I get
like, but we don't live in a vacuum, and if they hadn't ported those models, you wouldn't have gotten those fucking Pokemon at all.
Yeah, like that's it. You get what there is.
But it's so ridiculous how tone deaf and dementedly fucking what's the word?
I want to say entitled.
Entitled, yeah. It's so insane how tone deaf and entitled Pokemon fans are anymore. I always have been, but
especially at this juncture.
That they'll bitch about no national decks, not all 9,000 Pokemon in this open world Sword and Shield or Legends Arceus doesn't have all 9,000 Pokemon in its fluid open world. They can't. You're asking that when you ask for those things, you are asking for devs to go days without sleeping, to not go home to see their families, sleep on the floor in the office, not take breaks, stop eating. You're asking for crunch is what you're asking for. And if you keep bitching about that, Nintendo's gonna fucking hear you. And what's gonna happen when the next Pokemon game mandate comes down and said you must include every single Pokemon in a fully 3D rendered with unique animations in HD, all handmade from scratch? Like, that's the price that you're asking to be paid here, is the blood and tears of real human beings who work on these games. But that, I don't even know what I was saying. That's the state. Like, you don't see... The problem with Pokemon fans is that they don't believe that their devs are being crunched, because maybe they just don't understand this, but Japanese development studios are very tight-lipped about their working conditions, about their workplace. Like, Japanese people generally speaking don't air their grievances about their company or even their former company ever. It's just not socially acceptable as I am to understand it. You see the big news pieces about Rockstar and Naughty Dog, about the back-breaking conditions that they put their developers through to make their games. And Bethesda, that latest expose about the Fallout 76 development cycle. You're not going to see that from Capcom, Konami, Nintendo, Sega. They're nobody's willing to spill the beans on that kind of shit. Especially if it's negative. It's just not how these things work. So, like, it's just how their work culture is, not to say that ours isn't like that either, but there's more precedent in the Western space for airing your grievances with your company.
There are at least avenues you can take to publicly sort of just discuss it, even without, like...
Game development culture in Japan is still an extension of the office culture of Japan, which is just quite terrible.
Quite bad.
Quite terrible.
Just not great for employees at all.
But because people don't see those exposés or those reports about how Nintendo is browbeating their employees, even though we're hearing it now about Nintendo of America. There's no human possible way for the Game Freak team. I don't even know how large their staff is, but it doesn't matter because, I mean, Rockstar and Naughty Dog have massive staff loads, and they still crunch their people to make those games. There's no way that the Game Freak devs aren't being abused. It's just not possible. They are.
For real.
You are complaining about the quality of content when the quality of the human lives that are making the content is objectively terrible. You know, but like, nobody wants to complain about that. Nobody wants to say these games are bad because Game Freak is being abused, like, systematically. It's these games are bad because Game Freak doesn't care about us, because Nintendo just sees Pokemon fans as dollar signs, like making it about themselves instead of the people who are actually making the fucking games.
People are very. I don't know if this is true so much now because I don't necessarily pay huge amounts of attention to this stuff, but I recall it was definitely kind of the case, at least last time I paid attention, that people are very slow to be willing to really criticize Nintendo for much serious. Like, they'll have petty complaints, like personal grievances, but in terms of the broader systemic, like, corporate issues, it doesn't. People don't like to bring those up about Nintendo because Nintendo doesn't like you to do that. They put a lot of work into being friendly.
People will trash on Nintendo for their DMCA policies and their, mostly it's their copyright policies, their refusal to archive older games, which are bad things.
Yeah,
like, objectively, Nintendo's refusal to continue to archive games, and their lecherously heinous attitude towards DMCA content for fans are objectively bad things from an artistic standpoint. But people don't want to admit that their favorite, even if it's not their favorite, like, nobody is going to say, like, Nintendo's my favorite company. Like, nobody wants to admit that Mario Odyssey, I'm not saying anything about it, but, like, might not have been made under humane work conditions.
Yeah.
Because where does that leave you? You know? Do you still want to buy the next Mario game if you have to think about the fact that people might have been abused to make that game? Do you want to buy the next Pokemon game if you think that people were abused to make it? I mean, I'm not, like, moralizing. I mean, I guess you can't not moralize this, right? But, like, I'm not making an argument here because I am... Like, we're all guilty of supporting companies that we know might not be on the up and up. It's just,
it's the way it kind of is.
Ethical consumption of the capitalism, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, it's literally, it's true. Is the thing. There's no right company to support because there's always exploitation and abuse somewhere in the pipeline for basically anything.
Yeah.
Unless you're like unless it's like a fucking 1-to-1, like, one person operation.
Yeah.
Like, that's any scale beyond that where, like, infrastructure becomes involved, there's just gonna be something somewhere, and depending on how deep you want to dig into it, it's literally anything. But
it's easier for fans of Japanese developers to plug their ears and close their eyes because there's no hard evidence of these things other than, I mean, there's no hard evidence. There's what we can surmise based on just logical working conditions, but, like,
there's no
as far as I
article
understand, nobody has ever come forward from Game Freak and said, this is what our working conditions are like. Because that's, again, just not how it works.
That would just be an awful move to make on a personal level.
It would be professional suicide.
Yeah, completely. And understandably, no one wants to be the one to bite that particular bullet.
Especially,
I wouldn't.
I don't know what worker protections are like in Japan. If they even have such things.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know if Japan has whistleblower protections.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. And I would not be at all surprised.
Technically, I don't exactly think that crunching is illegal, even in the West. I don't particularly think that that's illegal, especially because, at least in America, 49 states are right-to-work states. If you don't like your conditions, you could just leave. I mean, that's not how reality works, but
yeah, but
if you
that's the
don't like the
notion.
conditions you're being made to work in, you have the right to not work there anymore. Except for Montana.
Huh.
Montana is not a right to work state, apparently. Like,
I forgot Montana was a state.
yeah, I'm not sure if it is. Jury's still out on that one. But it's a complicated matter, and it's a serious matter. But it's like, I'm not asking people necessarily to like stop buying Nintendo games or
Oh yeah.
whatever. But I all I want really is for people to just like acknowledge the actual human cost of these things. So when they get online to write a 16 paragraph rant about why Nintendo sucks and why Game Freak should all kill themselves because they made a bad Pokemon game that didn't have my favorite ugly piece of shit in it, that they would stop victimizing themselves as players of Pokemon and start concerning themselves with the actual people who make the fucking games.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Like, Game Freak isn't making games on purpose bad to spite you as a Pokemon fan. The decrease in quality of their work is indicative of a larger issue, and not just. And I'm not saying every bad game is because of bad work conditions, but kind of all like. If a game turns out poorly, like on a technical or like otherwise standpoint, and not just like your objective opinion, you think the game is bad because you didn't like it or whatever. Like, if a game turns out poorly, 9 times out of 10, there's something going on behind the scenes that caused that to happen. Budget concerns, engine switches, things like that. I've watched 6,000 hours of what happened, so I know these things. But I need it is not just Pokemon fans, obviously. They are the worst offenders of this, but like, I need people to just have some fucking decency in the way that they talk about these things, and not like blame game for. I mean, like, you don't have to be so vindicative about it when you need to like understand that there are real human beings on the other end of that switch that are goddamn trying their hardest to make a fucking game under the conditions that they're certainly under. Yeah. Like, you can criticize the game, but I don't think you have to go as far as Pokemon fans do.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
Labor laws they have full of loopholes. Companies use flex times and pressure employees in working overtime if they work their actual hours to do out of a job. Yeah. I mean, it's a really messy sub. There's a lot of gray area, unfortunately, in labor laws. Yeah. Even in the West. When Decker starts airing, you think about adding to the schedule? No.
Nah.
Unless it's good.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I think probably after an episode or two, if it's like, hey, this is actually worth watching. But that's a big if.
I don't have much faith in Elsham and Decker to be worth my time, but if it does end up being worth our time, I certainly consider it. I feel like that could be interesting. Decker. I'd have to make a new thumbnail though.
Yeah, that's true, because this is very easy, because this is just a single block of television, but so we can just steal SHT's branding for this, but
I guess it
Super
depends.
doesn't make it easy.
When is Ultra Friday, right? So that would still work.
Ultra Fridays, It's still starting to roll into Tuesdays.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Like, I'll definitely think about it. See. I wouldn't
don't bet on it.
Hold your breath on it,
Yeah, because after Trigger, I think expectations are not terribly high.
Pretty low, to be honest.
Pretty fucking subterranean.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I
mean, I watched all of Trigger, except for episode Z.
You're the only one.
Just me and nobody else, and Flowers, actually.
Ultraman is in a weird place because it's more financially viable than it's ever been.
Yeah.
As far as I understand, ever. Maybe back in the 60s and 70s it was higher, but Ultraman is selling record highs, and the quality of the show is not a record low, but
It's
Trigger
I think
wasn't really
Trigger was like the
for anybody.
worst. Yeah. I recall thinking at the time, like, if somebody who's watched all of the new Gen Ultra stuff told me Trigger was the worst, I would completely believe it because it's not it's not awful, it's not
It's not offensively
unwatchable.
bad. It's just
No, it's just fucking boring and bland and zestless and pointless, and
zestless.
it sucks.
Somebody like an hour ago said that I read the comment, but I failed to vocalize it. It's that that the O's movie all the way back then
Hmm.
was like it was like them like systematically taking like dismantling everything that fans wanted to see and
Yeah.
like doing everything that fans like doing everything against what fans definitely wanted to see. And
Hmm.
I'm not particularly saying Trigger did that, but
But yeah,
it
for
had
a
a
show
lot
that
of
billed
balls to
itself,
bill itself as new generation Tiga, and
and
it
then
utterly failed to deliver on that
fucked that super hard
in any respect. Not even any decent respect, just straight.
at all, even a little bit.
Trigger
It was
probably wouldn't be as maybe history will be kinder to Trigger like it was to Tiga or
maybe
Taiga. I mean, but and like
I can't see
Jackie
it.
was saying, is Jackie liked Trigger because Jackie's never seen Tiga, and it's not.
Yeah,
I haven't even finished Tiga, but like when you put the legacy of something like Tiga,
yeah, which is quite like a big legacy to attach yourself to.
and you make what is just a middle of the road average normal episode season of Ultraman,
Yeah, very
it's gonna leave
very
people
bland.
very disappointed and uninterested in what you have to offer. I
Yeah,
was turned off when I realized that just like it was just really basic new generation Ultraman stuff. Wasn't
yeah,
doing anything different. Wasn't doing anything special. It might as well have just been more of the same in terms of like what every other season was doing. You know,
yeah.
it,
Yeah,
what
it's
was the
exactly
hook? I
like
mean,
it's
what was
attaching yourself to it.
Ultraman?
What was the hook?
Inarguably,
It didn't.
Ultraman is a show where like the bulk of the content is really similar, especially when they're
Hmm.
following the defense teams stuff. There's
Yeah,
not
Jesus.
much to distinguish the average episode of Ultraman Z from the average episode of Ultraman Mabius from the episode Ultraman fucking Ginga S to Trigger or whatever, right? Taiga,
Yeah,
whatever. Like they're all following the same format. A monster shows up, Ultraman fights it.
yeah,
It's really basic stuff. Every single one of those seasons, not all of them, most seasons of Ultraman of New Ultraman have a twist or some kind of like a main thing. You know, Taiga had the tri team. What were they called?
Tri Squad.
Tri Squad. I was thinking of the fucking black Tri-Stars from Gundam. You know, Taiga has the Tri-Stars. Nope, whatever. Orb has its unique version of the storytelling. Zed had the robots and frankly just the character writing for me. But like, Ginga actually was just really boring. Sorry, Ginga S. I mean, Ginga S wasn't bad, but it was like really by the book.
Mm.
X had the Mons lives and stuff. Mabius had a lot going for it actually.
Maybe it's actually was,
What
yeah,
what
maybe it's
defines a
kind
lot of that is like the characters and like how the Ultra himself acts. You know,
Yeah.
Mabius wouldn't be Mabius without Mirai.
it just couldn't be.
It couldn't be in the same way that Zed couldn't be Zed without Haruki.
Yeah,
What Trigger brings to the table isn't particularly anything
oh my god,
other
I've actually
than
forgotten his name. The guy,
it's
Kengo.
Kengo.
Is that right?
No, see, Ginga S. Okay, I'm mean to Ginga S. I want to clarify this point. I don't dislike Ginga S. In fact, I ended up quite enjoying it despite my initial distaste for how different it was from Ginga.
It is Kengo. Okay,
Ginga S is for a lot of new fans their first experience with the traditional Ultra format, and that's fine because Ginga S was at a period when Ultraman was still struggling. After Ginga managed to bring it back, Ginga S was a return to that format to please a lot of fans who weren't happy with Ginga straying so far off the beaten path, which is why I like Ginga, by the way, because it's not just another show. Ginga S was a return to form with the defense teams, the all the normal shit. It didn't particularly have a strong. I guess it had victory. I guess that was its hook. Was the second Ultraman, which was a thing that hadn't been done since Mebius, I guess.
Mebius again, yeah, but that's quite a difference.
Yeah.
Hikari is not.
In retrospect, I don't think Ginga S is anything to write home about. But for its place in history, it certainly is worth mentioning that it has its place in history for what it did at the time, and for new fans, people who had never seen Ultraman beforehand, whose first, second, maybe third show was Ginga S. It's fine. It's the same. It's the same as like O's, where we were saying like people might look back on it not as fondly. Ginga S had its place, but like looking back on how formulaic and simplistic Ginga S was compared to what came after it, X, Orb, Jeed,
Jesus,
which we haven't actually mentioned until now,
which is weird. That's quite a standout, yeah.
Ginga S is nothing really to write home about. Like, not saying it's bad, because but like
you need those kind of though. You need some stuff that is normal. I
still sort of begrudge Ginga S because I love Ginga very, very much. It is this very special place in my heart, and I don't know if this opinion is still prevalent, but a lot of people used to say that Ginga was trash and Ginga S was the real good show. And I have always firmly believed the opposite. I was very unhappy when I started watching Ginga S because it got rid of all of the supporting characters that I liked. I mean, they did come back, but just as like cameo roles. It got rid of the setting that I liked, the characters that I liked, the themes that I liked. The Terra wasn't a Spark Doll anymore. Sad. No Spark Doll theater.
Sucks.
Also, it had fucking Shui and Seiji in it. That fucking brain with a face.
Oh,
motherfucker. Also, the Yapu was there.
Get him someone needs to actually kill that guy for real. I'm tired of it.
Yapu.
It's been too much. Too much Yapu. Too much Choju. Get them out of here.
The opinion about Ginga starting to switch around. I think that might be the case. I think that history is kinder to Ginga than it was back in the day. Because a lot of Ultraman since then has branched into those sort of different directions with a tighter cast, a non-typical style of storytelling, like Orb especially, Jeed especially, Rube. Like those three shows especially, who all took the formula in a very different direction, have, maybe not directly, but do have Ginga to thank for that, for taking Ultraman in a direction that wasn't just another defense team in another city doing the normal thing that defense teams do in big cities,
Yeah.
Ginga, I mean, even Orb and Jeed and Rube all were in their big cities, doing the normal big city Ultra, Jeed was in a fucking, backwater mountain village in Japan. The themes and style of Ginga are very unique, and I really liked it. What was I talking about anyway? Trigger?
Oh yeah, we're talking about Deca because someone asked if we were maybe going to watch it, and we got talking about how Trigger has no hook.
The hook is, hey, remember the evil ultras from the Tiga movie? From Darkness Gaiden?
Yeah, it was New Generation Darkness Gaiden, which is a weird play because I never have heard anything about Darkness Gaiden
It's because like
at
no
all.
Western fans have ever watched it.
Yeah,
Because nobody's watched Tiga, and even less people have actually managed to hunt down a subtitled copy of Darkness Gaiden.
people know Chimera or whatever the original's name was, I suppose.
I didn't.
If they know anything about it,
I didn't.
Darkness Gaiden, they know her.
Weird thing about Trigger is that despite the allusions to Tiga in terms of visual and story plot points, Trigger is divorced from Tiga and has very little to do with what happened to Tiga. I mean, it has clearly nothing to do because it was a different dimension.
Nothing to fuck. Yeah, the funniest shit in the world is, you know how Glitter Tiga happens when all the kids are like, they do the Tiga thing and he gets all powered up. They literally do that in Trigger. And the guy who is from the Tiga universe is like, it's just like back then, and they literally show a clip from Tiga.
That's awesome. Is it like a fucking 480?
It's notably shot on different media than everything else in the show. But they
Tiga
don't
was
hold
from
it
1996, so it would have been on like standard definition film.
Yeah, but like they literally just show like, because I knew about that.
Yeah.
In the thing, because it's like, if you know about that,
Everyone knows
in
about
Tiga.
that.
Yeah, so I was watching. It's like, oh, it's just like Tiga, and then the guy's like, it's just like back then. And here's a clip from Tiga, which this show has fucking nothing to do with. And if you're a kid watching this, you don't know what the fuck that is. And if you're a grown up who watched Tiga, then you're like, why are you insulting my intelligence? I knew the connection you were making. I know. What is this? Why spell it out like that when it's such an obvious illusion anyway? Because no one needs that, and anyone who doesn't know isn't gonna get it. Yeah. Just that was the worst point of them just spelling out we're doing Tiga again, and it's literally in the last episode.
The honest to god funniest part about Trigger was the abhorrent bait and switch they did, where they implied that it was that Trigger was happening in Tiga's universe, and then later, like halfway through the show, revealed that just that one character is from Tiga's universe for some reason.
Just that. And
that everything else that's happening is just sheer coincidence.
Your chance that everything is exactly the same but less interesting.
But a little different and with more toys.
Also, he was a member of Guts, but not anyone real?
Yeah, not anybody that we knew. He was a
janitor.
No
one from Tiga picked up the phone.
Hell no. He was a janitor. I mean, most of the people from Tiga can't pick up the phone.
That's true, actually, yeah.
But now we're doing it again with Dinah.
Yeah, which, I mean, we know Dinah will pick up the phone.
Yeah, that's true. He will pick up the phone, huh? Him and his fucking cult.
I was gonna say it's kind of unfortunate. I could go without him, to be honest, but here we are.
I wish he wasn't in that cult.
It would be real nice if
fun
he could
character.
not.
I like Asuka. You know, I like the character. I liked his acting. I wish he wasn't in a fucking death cult.
Yeah. Would be nice.
Would be nice if he wasn't in a cult.
Would make it a lot more uncomplicated to just be like, hey, watch Dinah, maybe.
Yep. Okay, I was about to apologize for anybody who didn't know that. Dinah's actor is a part of, what is it, Happy Smile?
Yeah, the same one as the lady
Yuki's
from
actor from Forza.
Yeah,
it's that one. Have you ever seen Mob Psycho? There's the episode with Dimple. What'd you say?
Oh, nothing.
Happy Science, that's the one. Happy Science. They parody it in Mob Psycho is what I'm getting at, but it's the biggest cult in Japan. Frankly, it's the cult in Japan.
Yeah.
The
premier.
He is publicly and very loudly a member of that cult.
Sucks.
I don't think they call themselves a cult, though.
No, it's probably not. It's not the vogue, I'm sure, for cults to call themselves that. It's got a bad rep.
I'm not even particularly sure it's a religious cult. I'm not completely sure what Happy Science is about.
It seems pretty bad.
It doesn't seem great. I mean, there's no good cult.
Yeah. I've never heard. I've heard very little about the ins and outs of it, but all that I have heard is like,
it's not,
that sounds kind of
not particularly mainstream over here, I suppose. Yeah, that cult from Mob Psycho was a direct riff on Happy Science.
Mm.
But if you ever wondered why Yuki from Forze never reappeared in any like, you know, when they had a couple Forza actors back a couple years ago, we're like, oh, why couldn't they get Yuki? Because she retired from acting to be in a cult,
Mm.
which is weird
Actually,
because
is Mr. Diner is not
he
retired
is
from
not retired from
acting?
acting. He was in that wheelchair hero show.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think him being in Happy Science was debunked.
Eh?
Was it?
That's like the only thing I know about him.
Now, I'm not. If this is true, I'm not gonna blame any specific person, but I am gonna beat Cena to death for once again delivering me blatant, obscene misinformation that I've latched onto as a true fact.
I may well join you in that.
Not Cena's fault.
No, however,
However, I will kill the messenger.
yes, absolutely.
I'm like googling it. Um. Um. There's conflicting reports. Well, I don't. We're not doing this on stream.
Yeah.
I guess there's conflicting reports. So
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know what the scene is in Japan. If they like, if he was confirmed that he was part of the cult, if he would be like dropped from projects or
mm,
what's the deal? Like, I don't know how exactly that works over there. But I guess the situation may be more complex than we have
yeah.
assumed.
And Cena's life is currently hanging in the balance.
Cena's life is currently hanging in the balance. I
on
don't
the
even,
line.
not even sure if Cena was the one who told me, but I'm pretty sure it was in fact. There's a tweet. Yeah, I saw the screenshots of him liking Happy Science shit.
Which is,
I mean, it's not. It's not exactly a smoking gun, but why would you be liking that shit? Like, why
like
would why would you be
we
engaging
know
with that
about it.
shit?
Yeah, like if we know about Happy Science on the other side of the fucking world, you must assume he would probably
I
know
also
as well.
I
Know
also
well enough to know him by sight.
I also like scrolled by some allegations of him being xenophobic, but again, like I'm not giving credence to that because I haven't like dug into it.
Yeah.
We're not here to discuss the man's in question.
I never met him.
I mean, I guess if if Supro thought he was bad for business, they wouldn't touch him. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I
you
can't
saying
just
Toei
shoot.
there?
Well,
You saying Toei there on another subject reminded me of the fact that he did the. Was it Zenkaiju?
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
why that's why I said
Yeah, and on the stage when he was talking about other stuff he's done, he mentioned Ultraman Diner, and I recall all of us watching and be like, bro, you can't fucking talk about that. Do you know who's paying your checks right now? You can't be fucking talking about Ultraman
you
on a
can't be
Toei
talking
stage.
about all that. Yeah, it's the same as so-and-so actors being Scientologists. There's lots of prominent actors who are prominently Scientologists.
That is kind of fucked up, isn't it?
Mr.
You'll see that new Top movie?
Mr. Cruz himself, in fact,
Yeah.
is very prominently, at least has been in the past, very prominently, vocally proponent for Scientology.
Fucked up, huh?
The cult based on the written works of a moron. That believe I'm trying to make a joke about what Scientologists believe, but I can't even like piece together something. Some alien bullshit. I don't know. In high school, my teacher had my English teacher had a Scientology, like the whatever their equivalent, like the Scientology Bible, basically. Like that's not what it is, but like their book, the book of Scientology, whatever. And I flipped through it, and it was so dense and unreadable I couldn't even like parse what I was looking at. He didn't have it because he was like a Scientologist. He just had it because I guess he thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
I was like, "Why do you have this, boss?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think it's funny." I don't remember what exactly he said, but I did ask him. He wasn't like, "Oh, because I believe in that shit." Like,
because I'm a Scientologist.
No. He was like, "Oh, no, I don't believe in that shit." But like, I think it's an interesting book or like whatever he said. He was a cool guy. I liked him.
English teachers can be very good.
English teachers can be very good. I've had bad ones. I've had good ones. He was a nice guy. He was young too. Like he was like fucking 22.
Right, fuck me.
Yeah.
Anytime I think about like the school teachers I had who were like very young, I'm like they're probably my age.
Yeah. I think he like got the job right out of college.
Basically. Yeah, one of them.
He was a good teacher.
Nice.
All right, well, it's been long enough, huh?
Yeah,
it's been too long.
Been 100 years.
It's 3 hours, 6 minutes, 53 seconds.
It's 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, I always forget that I keep you up like that.
Don't worry, I'm not doing anything for 12 hours. I've got nothing on till the afternoon.
Hey, is that malware? I think this stream is over, but
I did hear tell that that was maybe going on.
Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to find something to raid.
Who up on a Wednesday?
Who up on a Wednesday? Oh, Shelly's playing Lumberjack.
Oh, fitting. It is White Girl Wednesday.
Oh wow, that is a malware.
Yeah.
It looks like Melody, but white.
Evil.
She's wearing clothes this time. That's crazy.
Hey. I'm sure it makes a lot of difference to the look.
I've never seen Never
seen Nola in such a condition.
Clothing. Oh shit! Shelly's stream is over. Fuck. All right,
I hear New Blood is live right now.
I'm not rating those jackasses. You're fucked for that. It's fine. You know what? We'll just go without a raid today. It's okay.
Yeah. We're done here.
What the hell am I doing for the rest of the week? Oh shit! Turtles comes out tomorrow, dude.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. I'm playing TMNT, the new TMNT game tomorrow. Please come to that.
That's going to be good. Yeah, you will.
Thanks. Thank you guys for hanging out. We really need to figure out the Minecraft thing so we can stop
just
locking these. But it's like, I mean, people want to see it. Like, people want to hear them, obviously, but
yeah, people hang out. But like, the Toku Tuesday is like
when I have to edit these and pair out, I
me.
can't like. I don't know
it's
how
like
to
the
advertise.
Episodes
like,
and then
it's an hour of the episode and then 2 hours of me talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and the working conditions of Japanese development firms. Like,
it's not thematic quite.
Like, I might start. I don't know. I might start editing. Like, when it becomes clear that we're not talking about the game anymore or the episode anymore, I might I might like cut that part off and post that on YouTube.
Yeah, it's true. You can do that.
And I don't know. I'll have to think of a branding for that. Yeah, the talking part. Like, everyone likes the talking part.
Yeah, and we wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun.
Like, I don't know. Maybe find a way to incorporate that or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely becoming like a habit. Like, it's definitely becoming something more than wow, that was loud. Sorry. It's definitely becoming something more than the sum of his parts. So
If
I will have to think about how to brand that exactly.
yeah, I mean, if Minecraft streams become a plural thing, which is an
Not
if,
on your
admittedly,
life.
yeah, okay,
It might be after V. Hey, we could do that. Maybe what I'll do is start branding. Yeah, you know what? Maybe what we'll do is start branding the start branding the show piece by piece, like so like the actual episodes. This could be a lot easier for me to edit this actually. Like us actually watching the episodes that'll go up on Daily Motion, right? And then we'll do a
yeah,
cut. We'll do a cut after that, and then like we'll like take a 2 minute break or like whatever, and then
mhm.
after that we can discuss the episode and talk about whatever we want to talk about, and then
Yeah,
that will
take a
go up on
post show.
YouTube because then
Hey,
because then I can also just bill it as essentially a podcast at that point, or like discuss because
basically,
lots of other
yeah,
people do videos where they just react to this week's episode of whatever.
yeah,
So it can just be us talking about the episode of what we just watched,
mm,
and then also whatever else we happen to end up talking about. I think we'll start doing
whatever.
that. Maybe I'll have to see about the backlog of stuff that I have, but I can try to start. Like I'll probably what I'm gonna end up doing is we'll start doing that, and I will
Yeah,
call it After V because I think that's
that's a
good and I like
that's a
that
good
show.
one.
Fucking stupid show. All right, so that's gonna be that's decided. So we are done here. I'm gonna take us to the end screen, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.